Hello friends, we are back to our learning about the human body. We've learned about the structure and function of our brain. We've learned about the structure and function of the heart. And today we're going to learn about the structure and the function of the lungs. We already started this book, and the heart and lungs are combined because they work together. They're kind of like partners. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to look at the table of contents so that I can find where we left off. And we left off on lungs. So I'm just going to turn right to page 12 there because we've already read the previous pages before. And let's continue our reading. So I'm just going to take a quick peek here at the diagrams here. The diagrams are the pictures. They're actually labeled. You've got your nose and your mouth, which are these pink airways that come down into your windpipe and down into your lungs. And your ribs are the bones that protect your lungs. Bones really have a function to protect our soft insides. And that's what those ribs do because our lungs are soft. They can fill with air. They're inflatable. And they have something inside. It's like a sponge. So normally if you think of a sponge holds water, right? When you're cleaning or wiping things down. But in our lungs, it's spongy and it holds air and oxygen. So let's read about our lungs. Your lungs are the part of your body you breathe with. They are like two big sacs in your chest. Your left lung is a bit smaller than your right lung to make room for your heart. Your lungs are protected by your ribs. The inside of your lungs are like sponges. They soak up air instead of water, just like we said. Oxygen is a gas in the air. Your body needs oxygen from the air to stay alive, so you need to breathe air in and out of your lungs all of the time. We cannot breathe underwater, so we have to use something like a snorkel. So it goes into our mouth, and there's a tube that goes up into the air above the water line, and that helps us breathe underwater. But otherwise, we have to hold our breath. Breathing in. You breathe air in through your mouth and nose. Air goes down your windpipe into your lungs. As your lungs fill up, they get bigger. Tiny hairs in your nose and in your windpipe catch bits of dirt and help to clean the air going into your lungs. So you can feel your lungs fill with air if you breathe in and you breathe out. You can feel your lungs filling with air. Oxygen from the air goes into tiny blood vessels called capillaries. Blood full of oxygen flows to your heart, and your heart pumps it all around your body. So that's how the heart and lungs work together. When you work hard, your heart and lungs work hard too and give you the extra oxygen that your body needs. Breathing out. When you breathe in, fresh air goes into your lungs. After your lungs have taken oxygen from the air you breathe it out. The stale air goes up your windpipe and out through your mouth and nose. So you breathe in oxygen or air into your lungs, and the oxygen goes into your lungs from the air that you just breathed in, and then you're going to go ahead and breathe the stale air out. That's all the air that's left that you do not need. The air you breathe out gets warm as it goes through your body. In fact, you can breathe in, and if you breathe out on your hand, you can feel the warmth. That again is the breath that your body does not need, and it's warmed up as it goes through your body. The air you breathe in is full of oxygen. The air you breathe out is full of a gas called carbon dioxide and tiny drops of water, which the body does not need. These are waste products, so the body gets rid of them. Does anybody know what loves carbon dioxide and what needs carbon dioxide to make its own food? That's right, plants and trees. So again, we've talked about how plants and trees are so helpful to us because they help keep our air clean. And they need us too because we give them that carbon dioxide that we breathe out. When you breathe out on a cold day, the water vapor in your breath turns into steam. So if you ever go outside in the morning and it's cold, or if you're in a place where it's really cold, if you breathe out, sometimes you can see your breath. And that is just the warm vapor in your breath, which turns into steam in the cold air. Sneezing is really important too because it is a way to get rid of something your body doesn't want to breathe in. Talking. You need your lungs to breathe and to talk. You speak and sing with a small lump you can see and feel in your throat called your voice box. So your voice box is right in here. And you can feel your voice box by making all kinds of different sounds. You can make loud sounds, ah, quiet sounds like this. And what's happening is the air is flowing over that voice box to make different sounds and pitches. You make sounds when air goes over folds of muscle called vocal cords in your voice box. The more air that goes over the folds, the louder the sounds. Shouting uses lots of air. When you shout, you soon get out of breath. Hiccuping happens when air rushes in and hits your voice box in a funny way. I had the hiccups last night. Sometimes you have to hold your breath to make them stop. Healthy heart and lungs. Look after your heart and lungs. Keeping active makes your heart and lungs work harder. Remember, your heart is a muscle and we have to work our muscles out to keep them strong. So getting some activity, some exercise, that's why we have PE as well, keeps your heart strong. Hard work makes them strong and healthy so they can help to keep your whole body healthy. Eating healthy is very important too. You can help protect your heart, blood vessels, and lungs by eating fresh food, lots of fruit and vegetables, and not too much sugar, fat, salt, and things. Those are things that your body just doesn't really need too much of. Healthy food is good for you and delicious too. Ooh, something we need to get out and do and get some fresh air. Fresh air is good for your lungs. Sometimes the air in big cities is polluted by fumes from cars. Polluted air is bad for you because it contains tiny bits of smoke and dust that enter your lungs and make you cough. Sleep. When you are asleep, your brain makes sure you keep breathing in and out during the night without having to think about it. Our brain is so important. It, again, keeps all of those organs working. We don't even have to think about it. It just does it for us. When you wake up after a good night's sleep, you are rested and ready for a busy day. So, there's a lot of things that we learn. We have their glossary, we have some notes for parents and teachers, and our index. We have learned that our heart and lungs work together. They take in the oxygen from the air that we breathe. Our heart pumps blood throughout our body, carrying nutrients as well as oxygen all the way from the top of our head to the bottom of our feet. And our lungs are what breathe in that air for us. So thinking about the structure of our lungs, thinking about the function of our lungs will be our focus in the next couple of days' activities. So again, I'll put in a couple pictures of our lungs, but they kind of look like two sacks or bags. And then in between here, we have our windpipe that goes all the way up from into our, well, that is part of our nose and our mouth. That's how air goes into our lungs, fills up, and then pushes the air back out that we don't need. So enjoy the activity, and I hope you've enjoyed learning about our lungs today.